Okay, before we wrap up and go to voicemail and a few other things, I want to just follow up on one. We told you 2 days ago about many of the different Trump sexual assault accuser stories. I want to just dig into one of those stories and flesh it out a little more now that we have more information. Yesterday afternoon, People magazine published a story that corroborates former reporter Natasha Stoynoff's sexual assault allegations against Donald Trump. Stoynoff spoke out about her sexual assault after Trump denied that he had ever groped or kissed any women without consent. Stoynoff is one of 17 women now who have made some similar claim. And she recounted that she had an interview with Donald Trump at his Florida Mar-a-Lago estate, and that Donald Trump allegedly shut the door behind us. I turned around, and within seconds, he was pushing me against the wall and forcing his tongue down my throat. Trump reportedly told her, "We're going to have an affair, I'm telling you." Now, that at one point was just Natasha Stoynoff's story. And that is no reason to dismiss it. The fact that it happened years ago is no reason to dismiss it. But People magazine now has published not one, not two, not three, not four, and not even five, but 6 different witness accounts who said, at the time, Natasha Stoynoff came to me, and here's the story she told me. And not surprising, maybe surprising to Donald Trump, but not surprising to many people, the 6 recollections of what Natasha Stoynoff said from these 6 people, effectively exactly the same. And this includes her former journalism professor, Paul McLaughlin, who spoke to Stoynoff after the alleged event and now is speaking to People magazine. This includes friends of Stoynoff, who you might say, well, the friends are, of course, they're going to say whatever it is that she wants them to say. Doesn't seem like there's really much of a need or desire to insert yourself at this point in this way if you don't just genuinely remember being told the story by Natasha Stoynoff. So now Stoynoff's story is one of only 17 stories of sexual assault or harassment involving Republican nominee Donald Trump. This includes 10 women alleging that he had groped them at some point. The media at this point could come out with a videotape which has video of Trump sexually assaulting someone, and there are still going to be people who say, the video could have been doctored, or it was video but not audio, and you just can't really tell what's going on in that video. And that's just something that we're going to have to deal with fewer than 3 weeks out from the election at this point. I don't think that the hardcore Trump supporters at this point are going to care. I mean, the guy said 6 months ago, I could shoot people on Fifth Avenue and they'd still vote for me. Apparently, he could also be accused of sexual assault by 17 women in similar scenarios, women that don't know each other over a period of decades. And those same people who wouldn't care about the shooting on Fifth Avenue are going to vote for him. That we know. This election is going to come down to a few people in a few key states. You have to look at Florida. You have to look at Ohio. You have to look, like I said earlier in the program, at the electoral map. Trump has conceded Virginia already. He's out of Virginia, a state that often is very often red, very often blue. Hillary Clinton is ahead by 9 in Virginia, and Trump has pulled out of there. Those are not good signs. So really, whether you have, I don't know, whatever percentage you want to say, whatever percentage of Trump supporters do not care about these allegations, they are ultimately not going to decide this election. It's going to be the moderate voters. It's going to be these late undecided voters, although I can't personally understand still being undecided at this point. Doesn't really make sense to me. It's not something I understand. They actually could make a difference, and it will come down to states like Ohio and Florida. At one point, Trump was saying Pennsylvania was in play. There's really, it's not looking good. North Carolina, Virginia, it's just, that's what it's going to be determined by. And whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 people corroborating former journalist Natasha Stoynoff's sexual harassment allegations, it's really not looking good. And we'll see in the debate tonight if there's any headway made on any of this whatsoever.